With me, Henry Gui for Tvs Nightline, and here are the headlines for tonight. Sarawak Dun Speaker inspected the full rehearsal for the 19th State Legislative Assembly's third term opening, featuring a parade with the People's Volunteer Corps and Royal Malaysian Police marching band. Malaysia and Japan discuss bilateral trade focusing on agriculture and Malaysia's role as a halal hub. Hundreds of Israel and Gaza supporters clashed at a Sydney university, mirroring protests on US campuses and Middle Eastern turmoil. From the United States to Iraq and now in Australia, hundreds of supporters of both Israel and Gaza clash at a Sydney university, echoing protests seen on US college campuses and the turmoil of the Middle East to a campus and continent on the opposite side of the globe. Despite the rival demonstrators intensively locking eyes, shouting slogans and waving flags, the protests and counter-protests fortunately concluded peacefully.
Most of the global community interpret it as a signal that the genocidal conflict in Gaza, now nearing its 7th month, and the ongoing US culture wars are steering political tensions across distant ocean. For the past 10 days, pro-Palestinian demonstrators have occupied a green lawn in front of the Universities of Sydney's Grand Gothic Sandstone building, a symbol of Australian academia. More tents adorned with banners and Palestinian flags have emerged as a central gathering point for hundreds of protesters, including students and others, expressing opposition to Israel's ground invasion and bombardment of Gaza. Like their counterparts in the US, the protesters are advocating for Sydney University to sever its ties with Israeli institutions and refuse funding from arms companies.
For us, Columbia was first an inspiration and then a warning, an inspiration for us to set up our own camp, for us to continue to build our movement on this university, to demand our university's own divestment from Israel and cutting ties with Israeli genocide. But also now a warning that the government is willing to use quite lethal, brutal force in order to push down Palestinian protesters.
Sydney University administrators are eager to avoid replicating the chaos seen in the US. Currently, security duties have been entrusted to university guards as they form a somewhat permeable barrier between the opposing camps, while Australian police were notably absent, with public order and riot squad vehicles parked discreetly out of sight of the periphery of the campus. Meanwhile, in France, police entered Paris Sciences Po University on Friday to disperse dozens of students who were staging a pro-Gaza sit-in in the entrance hall. These protests have ignited political debates surrounding the Israeli-Palestinian conflict.
Malaysia and Japan have engaged in discussions regarding bilateral trade cooperation, particularly focusing on the agricultural sector and Malaysia's pivotal role as a halal hub, which holds promising potential for Japan. The Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security KPKM reported that Deputy Minister Dato Arthur Joseph Kurup and Japanese Parliamentary Vice Minister for Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries Mitsuo Takahashi held discussions regarding the matter during Takahashi's courtesy visit to Arthur's office.
The ministry added that the meeting, which lasted almost an hour, also addressed the Japan Food Export Platform, recently launched in Malaysia. Being the first Muslim-majority nation selected as the site for the Japan Food Export Platform, Malaysia aims to create opportunities for increased Japanese company involvement in the halal market, facilitating their access to halal certification and recognition. The KPKM also reported that Arthur expressed his ministry's readiness to support the initiative, emphasizing the importance of collaboration, and he also sought Japan's assistance in enhancing the quality of products by local farmers through capacity building and training program. In 2023, Malaysia exported 8.1 billion ringgit worth of goods to Japan, while Japan's imports to Malaysia totaled 2.09 billion ringgit, resulting in a positive trade balance for Malaysia.
The full rehearsal for the opening ceremony of the third term of the 19th State Legislative Assembly, DUN, was inspected by Sarawak DUN Speaker Tan Sri Dato' Amar Muhammad Asfiya Awang Nasar today, encompassing all aspects of the event according to the customs and protocol of the Sarawak State Legislative Assembly. The full rehearsal also featured a parade that honoured 105 members of the People's Volunteer Corps (PGA) and 40 members of the Royal Malaysia Police Marching Band. Sarawak Governor Tun Pehin Sri Dr. Wan Junaidi Tuanku Jaafar is scheduled to officiate the actual opening ceremony this Monday. The event will mark Tun Dr. Wan Junaidi's inaugural ceremonial opening since his appointment as Sarawak Governor on January. The upcoming Sarawak State Legislative Assembly sitting will take place for 8 days, during May 6 to 15, 2024. Previously, Sarawak Premier Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg revealed that 3 bills will be tabled covering forestry, ports and Sukma 2024. Sarawak will continue to empower and advance the field of healthcare in the region. Deputy Sarawak Premier Dato' Amar Dr. Sim Kui Hian said, with more young people continuing their studies in the nursing field, they will effectively lead the profession in the future.
I commend you for your dedication and patience in pursuing a career in nursing. You are the future leaders of these professions. And it is true, your unwavering commitments and resilience that will continue to advance the field of healthcare.
He said this in a text speech read by Kuching South City Council MBKS Mayor Dato' Wee Hong Sang at the 2nd International Nursing Student Conference, Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences at Datar Putra University Malaysia Sarawak, UNIMAS, earlier today. Sim, who is also the Minister of Public Health, Housing and Local Government, emphasized that empathy and self-care are fundamental principles essential for nursing students to contribute effectively to the healthcare system in the region. According to him, the principle of empathy requires nurses to truly listen to and understand patients, as well as provide them with quality care rather than simply addressing medical issues. A new roadway will be built to serve as an alternate path linking the Cebu and Kapit divisions. Works Minister Dato' Sri Alexander Nandalinggi said the construction will unfold across 3 phases, spanning about 66 kilometers from the Nanga Kabah area to the opposite end of the Kapit town. Additionally, a bridge is slated to be erected over the Rajang River, linking Song and Kapit towns to integrate the new road with the current Song-Kapit road.
He said this when officiating the groundbreaking ceremony for Phase 1 of the project, Nanga Kabah, SK Benguang, Sungai Song Road in Benguang Song earlier today. Nanta highlighted that the Phase 1 initiative overseen by the Rural Development Ministry will cover a stretch of 16.35 kilometers, commencing from the junction of Jalan Sibu, Jalan Nibong near the Kabah River area in Kanoit and extending to Rumah Bukit in Song. This segment of construction is estimated to incur expenses amounting to 145.89 million ringgit. Nanta added the project was initially submitted in 2010 and is subsequently approved in 2018. However, due to a change in government, its implementation faced delays. With the launch of the Phase 1 of the project, he said the long wait of residents along the route has finally concluded. Nanta, who is also Kapit MP, revealed that in order to fulfill the aspirations of the people, the Sarawak State Government, via the Upper Rajang Development Agency, URDA, will construct roads that link the Hulu Katibas, Hulu Baleh, Pelagus and Bukit Goram regions.
The Sarawak government stands firm in its dedication to enhancing the tourism sector within the state. Deputy Minister of Tourism, Creative Industry and Performing Arts of Sarawak, Dato' Snowdan Lawand, affirmed that a dedicated committee focusing on Sarawak's creative industry, IKS, will take charge in orchestrating initiatives aimed at propelling the state's creative arts sector forward.
Kerana kebanyakan anak-anak Sarawak ni mereka mempunyai bakat kreativiti mereka, tetapi satu, mereka tidak mempunyai platform di mana mereka untuk mempamerkan bakat mereka.
He added that in addition to providing space for creativity, the committee will also provide financial assistance to players in the state's creative industry.
Ada dana khas yang dapat mereka pakai, iaitu contohnya dana mudasyarah ataupun facilitation fund yang telah diperuntukkan oleh Yang Amat Berhormat Premier kita setiap tahun lebih kurang 10 juta.
Meanwhile, the funds provided will be used to implement art programs or workshops in creating products and services based on the creative industry. Up until April 2024, the Sarawak government has allocated a total of 2.4 million ringgit to successfully carry out 40 programs in the creative industry segment under the facilitations funds.
Now, employers are urged to enhance the skills and talents of the local workforce in an effort to reduce reliance on hiring foreign labour in various sectors in the state. Sarawak Minister of Education, Innovation and Talent Development, Dato Sri Roland Sagawiin, emphasised the importance of aligning the education sector with the evolving demands of the job market. He further highlighted the necessity for educational institutions to be aware of the skill areas currently in high demand, ensuring they offer relevant pathways for students to pursue new job opportunities.
Upskilling, reskilling, or multi-skilling of our local talent is one of the platforms to reduce our dependency on hiring expatriates. Research shows that employer investment in upgrading the skills of their employees delivers strong returns. In addition to that, in order to make the most impactful investment, education ecosystem stakeholders need to better understand what skills are really available within the adult population and where the greatest skill gaps exist.
In addition, he said higher education institutions need to work closely with industry partners to promote job scale training and integrate labour market data with industry inputs to determine the skills needed. He said the presence of certified and skilled workers among the people of Sarawak is believed to be able to meet the aspirations of PCDS 2030 in achieving 30% highly skilled workers while simultaneously reducing dependency on hiring foreign workers.
Sarawak is set to establish the Darul Hana Al-Quran Development Centre in an effort to facilitate the teaching and translation of the Quran to be carried out more regularly and systematically. President of the Sarawak Islamic Council, MIS, Dato Misnu Taha, said the establishment of the centre has already been approved in principle by the Sarawak government, with the location for its construction already identified.
He added, for the time being, the centre will temporarily operate in the Baitul Makmur complex, which is currently under renovation before relocating to a permanent building once construction is complete.
Harap pusat ini akan menjadi pusat ilmu, bukan hanya untuk orang Islam, bagi mereka ingin tahu tentang Al-Quran dan sebagainya. Sila datang, kerana penterjemahan juga akan berlaku dalam bentuk bahasa-bahasa English dan lain. Dan ini telah ada. Dan macam satu galeri dan satu museum Al-Quran. Kerana di situ nanti kita akan dapatkan di samping manusia mereka yang faham tentang Al-Quran, pengembangan ilmu Al-Quran. Kita juga ada tentang pameran-pameran tentang kitab-kitab Al-Quran yang lama dan sebagainya.
Misnu said the process of renovating the temporary location of the centre is scheduled to take 6 months, with full completion expected by January of next year.
In a move to bolster social security measures and streamline benefit processing, Pertubuhan Keselamatan Sosial or PKSO has introduced 2 initiatives, the Squad PKSO Prihatin and the Social Synergy Program. And according to its State Director Tan Pang Chia, Squad Prihatin represents a proactive approach aimed at detecting, tracking and efficiently implementing benefit processing across various channels. He emphasized that these efforts are geared towards expediting aid to those in need, ensuring that support reaches them promptly and efficiently.
On the other hand, he said, the Social Synergy Program represents an achievement in establishing a centralized, systematic and all-encompassing social security platform for all citizens of Malaysia.
Squad Perkeso Prihatin is a proactive measure to detect, track and implement immediate benefit processing through various channels such as print, electronics and social media, whereas the Social Synergy Program is an innovative initiative to provide a centralized, systematic and comprehensive social security platform to all Malaysians and to produce more competent social security practitioners to form a superior social security community.
He said this in his speech during the 2024 engagement session with the members of the Sarawak State Legislative Assembly held at the Borneo Convention Centre, Kuching, BCCK, earlier today. Additionally, he said Perkeso has introduced the Sahabat Perkeso Prihatin mobile application, serving as a seamless tool for individuals to access information, resources and services related to social security. With these initiatives, Perkeso will enhance the landscape of social security in Malaysia, ensuring greater efficiency, accessibility, and support for all citizens. The program was attended by a total of 28 state assemblymen and officiated by the Sarawak State Legislative Assembly Speaker, Tan Sri Dato' Amar Haji Muhammad Asfia Awang Nasar.
Thank you for staying with us. Job listings advertised on the Jobstock website will undergo rigorous screening. G. Kwok Hing, Director of Messis Sendran Berhad, emphasized that this step is being taken to prevent phony job offers orchestrated by scam syndicates.
He added that several filters are applied before job offers are advertised on the Jobstock website.
Contohnya, kalau peluang pekerjaan yang ditawarkan seperti yang dijalankan oleh Cik Fanny terlalu manis, ya, terlalu too good to be believed. Normally kita akan buat second layer screening ataupun penyemakan 2 kali. Dan untuk syarikat yang bukan di kawasan Sarawak, terutamanya di luar negeri, kita akan lebih berhati. Kita akan meminta pelbagai dokumen, contohnya dokumen ROC, dokumen syarikat, penubuhan syarikat untuk mengenal pasti keinginan mereka dan kesedaran syarikat ini untuk mengiklankan peluang pekerjaan. Sebab kita dapati bahawa kalau peluang pekerjaan yang berunsurkan scamming, normally dia diiklankan secara individu dan tidak diiklankan dalam bentuk syarikat.
He said this in an episode of Dialogue TVS that aired on Thursday. G remarked that it is his responsibility in ensuring the authenticity of job advertisement offered in the Jobstock website. Meanwhile, G said enticing salary packages and flexible work hours are key tactics often used by fraudulent job syndicates abroad to entice and subsequently swindle job seekers in the country. These offers, he said, are often spread through social media, targeting younger individuals in particular.
Seperti yang kita sering memberi ceramah di pelbagai universiti, kita dapati bahawa kebanyakan pemuda hari ini mereka mementingkan gaji yang tinggi semestinya dan juga flexibility ataupun keanjalan pekerjaan yang lebih fleksibel. So kita pun apabila kita meneliti dan memperhalusi peluang-peluang pekerjaan yang kononnya ada berunsur scam, normally mereka menawarkan yang terlalu elok untuk dipercayai. Contohnya masa bekerja yang fleksibel. Contohnya mungkin mereka menjanji 2 jam 1 hari dengan pulangan yang lumayan. Saya rasa ini merupakan kekunci yang menipu ataupun memperdaya, memancing pemuda-pemuda pada hari ini. Ini pertama. Kedua, kebanyakan pekerja ataupun kebanyakan orang tempatan berpendapat bahawa gaji di Malaysia, terutama di Sarawak, mungkin secara bandingan lebih rendah sikit. Saya perlu admit ataupun saya perlu mengakui. So dengan itu, peluang-peluang pekerjaan yang lebih berpulangan yang tinggi akan menjadi daya tarikan kepada mereka untuk bekerja di luar negara. Ini kedua. Ketiga adalah normally yang memancing ni mereka akan memberikan janji contohnya pulang balik ke negara, dan juga janji mereka akan mendapat sejumlah wang pendahuluan walaupun mereka belum pergi lagi. So itu yang kita dapati, dan that's why Jobstock pun dalam usaha untuk memperkiatkan, usaha untuk menyedarkan orang ramai tentang masalah scamming ini. Dan semasa kita pergi berceramah di universiti, di college, kita pun sering memberikan nasihat kepada mereka supaya lebih baik kita berpijak kakinya di bumi kenyalang berbanding dengan kita berangan-angan di luar negara.
The Malaysia Congress of Union of Employees in the Public and Civil Services, QPACS, has urged all political parties not to politicize the welfare of civil servants, including Prime Minister Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim's announcement of a 15% salary increase. QPACS President Dato Dr. Adnan Mad expressed his dismay as the situation has progressed to discussions about obstructing the government's plans by withholding support in Parliament.
Adnan called upon politicians to demonstrate maturity, wisdom and responsibility in highlighting the issue they wish to address, emphasizing the importance of not undermining the positive efforts made by the government. He added that the positive news for civil servants announced during the Labor Day celebration in Putrajaya should not be linked with the ongoing Kuala Kubu Baharu by-election. He continued by saying that the Labor Day celebration on May 1st has a long-standing tradition and it's observed annually. It serves as a platform for the government to unveil any initiatives aimed at enhancing the welfare of workers, encompassing both civil servants and those in the private sector.
Now, media professionals in Malaysia are encouraged to wield their freedom of expression responsibly, ensuring it does not disrupt harmony or incite chaos within the nation. Malaysian Press Institute MPI President Dato' Yu Seo Hyung underscored the importance of the media celebrating freedom of expression while steering clear of sensitive topics such as the 3 Rs: race, religion, and royalty.
Yong emphasized the significance of showcasing Malaysia's accomplishments globally, rather than dwelling in trivial matters that may disturb the country's harmony. Concerning press freedom in Malaysia, the former editor-in-chief of the Malaysian National News Agency, Bernama, stated that it is currently at a satisfactory level, with authorities imposing no restrictions as long as sensitive topics like the 3 Rs are avoided. Meanwhile, in Kota Kinabalu, President of the Sabah Journalists Association, Datuk Mungutan Vanar, voices his optimism for the creation of the Malaysian Media Council, aimed at fortifying media independence in the country. On February 21st, Communications Minister Fahmi Fazil announced that the Malaysian Media Council bill is slated for tabling in Parliament in June. Fahmi, who also serves as the spokesperson for the unity government, said the bill is undergoing finalization by the Attorney General's chambers. It will then be presented to the Cabinet for approval before its introduction in Parliament.
Prime Minister Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim has never sidelined the Indian community in this country. On the contrary, the Indian community has received a substantial increase in aid allocations. Deputy Minister of Entrepreneur Development and Cooperatives, Dr. Ramanan Ramakrishnan, said additional funds benefiting over 10,000 Indian women entrepreneurs would not have been realized without the mandate from the Prime Minister.
Thus, he reiterated the demand to stop allegations that the Prime Minister sidelined the Indian community throughout his administration.
Adalah segolongan atau segelintir orang ni yang menyatakan Perdana Menteri pinggirkan komuniti India, Perdana Menteri tak buat apa-apa untuk komuniti India. Saya ingat baik dia orang pergi Tanjung Rambutan. Periksalah kapasiti mental mereka. Ini semua adalah dia orang nak buat dengki saja. Dia nak buat satu kemarahan. Dia menghasut kaum dia sendiri. Saya malu nak mengatakan mereka tu semua India. Dia nak tengok kebencian, kemarahan antara komuniti India. Berhentikanlah tu.
He said this when met after officiating the 11th annual meeting of the Indian Restaurant Entrepreneurs Cooperative Malaysia Berhad, or Coprimas, at the Royal Selangor Club earlier today. Previously, the Prime Minister said the Madani government has never sidelined the Indian community, and various initiatives have been implemented to empower the community. According to Anwar, the government strives to assist every segment of society without sidelining any group.
Wrapping up the Nightline, China is set to launch a probe to collect samples from the far side of the moon on Friday, a world first as Beijing pushes ahead with an ambitious program that aims to send a crewed lunar mission by 2030. Officials have said a rocket carrying the Chang'e 6 lunar probe is scheduled to blast off from the Wenchang Space Launch Center in southern China's Hainan province just before 9:30 p.m. at GMT. It is the latest leap for China's ambitious space program, which Washington has warned is being used to mask military objectives and an effort to establish extraterrestrial dominance. The Chang'e 6 aims to collect around 2 kilograms of lunar samples from the far side of the moon and bring them back to Earth for analysis. It is a technically complex 53-day mission that will also see it attempt an unprecedented launch from the side of the moon that always faces away from Earth.
他们发展得很好，他们发展得好，也预示着我们的国际同行发展得好，对吧？谢谢。
The probe is set to land in the immense South Pole Archean Basin, one of the largest known impact craters in the solar system. Once there, it will scoop up lunar soil and rocks and carry out other experiments in the landing zone. It must then lift off from the moon's surface and retrace its steps back home. See the world closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates both locally and internationally. For more headlines, anytime, anywhere, just head on to our official website at tvsarawak.my or follow us on our social media platforms. Those were the updates on TVS Nightline. I'm Handy Gui. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.